Beat just keeps me going. I don't
I
know
know,
what.
right, man? I just be feeling it, vibing to the beat and everything. Hold on.
Welcome everybody to the Ringside Hour, episode number
Is
six.
this six?
Six. We got to
We're
six.
on six, man. We've made it.
We made it. We
We've
got
made
our
it.
next milestone is 10, and then we'll just keep it going from there. So,
Wait,
um,
did you say we're gonna stop when we get to 10?
no, we're gonna keep it going, and then it's gonna be
Oh,
the
oh,
10, 15, 20. We'll just keep it going.
okay, okay. We hitting those milestones, is what you're saying.
Exactly. And my question to you, Mo, is what do you want to do when we hit? I think 50 or 100. What's the when's the celebration?
Well, we're gonna start selling shirts,
Merch.
merch. That's right.
We're
Then
getting.
we're gonna take the show on the road. We're gonna do some tours. You know, is it too soon to mention that?
The Ringside Hour will be going on the road in the near future. So be ready for that.
Probably Aprilish, maybe. Okay.
What's going on in April? Oh, for Mother's Day? Yeah, we go
Oh,
out there.
Mother's Day. Mother's Day. Yeah, we're gonna have a Mother's Day.
It's in May, isn't it? Not in April.
Wait, when is Mother's Day? Yeah, it's in May. Yeah, it's in May.
Children. It's in May.
Did you say if only I had children? You're not a mother.
I said we're bad children.
Oh, okay.
Anyways,
Yeah.
welcome everybody to Ringside Hour. Please like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube. Also follow us on Twitter at the Ringside Hour hashtag TRH. We are live on Wednesdays, unless some unforeseen circumstance. But in order for you to be notified and know when we go on, hit that notification button on Twitter,
That's right.
YouTube, and then Twitter. Actually, I think you can do it as well.
Yeah, no. Well, on YouTube, you want to follow the Ringside Hour YouTube page.
This
That way, you can watch all of our previous 5 episodes, and yeah, stay up to date with what we're up to and what we're doing.
Absolutely. And you can catch all of our past episodes on YouTube, on Twitter, on our Twitter page, and even on Mo's Facebook page as well. So,
Yeah, that's right.
how's your week, Momo?
Yo, the week was all right. You know, it was busy, but I'm excited. I don't know. You know, I gotta keep optimistic about everything. You know. So
There's a sense of optimism in the air, and I like it.
thank you. I'm glad someone, senses that. How was your weekend, dude?
It was good. It was good. Very low key weekend actually. Nothing
What
too
did you do?
too crazy. Not much. I worked a lot. A lot of
Oh,
stuff
okay.
going on at work, which is good, but
Yeah,
keeps you nice and busy. But yeah,
keep
all is
that paycheck
well.
going. Yeah, okay.
Nah, we gotta keep this going somehow. So
I know, right? Yeah, this is
we
not
get
cheap.
no money from this. This is
Yeah.
all hobby. So um,
Shout outs to Javi. Yeah.
hobby or hobby?
Oh, I thought you said Javi.
No, I said this is a hobby.
Oh, I thought you was giving a shout out to your brother.
But yeah, we can give him a shout out too. Shout out to
No, never mind. It's okay.
Javi.
No, it's okay.
Shout out to the man in Houston, Johnny too. Just everybody. You got anyone to shout out?
No, no.
You good?
Oh yeah, well you already know Lane Tech class of '07. Where you at?
All right, maybe we can start. All right, guys. So let's
Okay.
let's keep it going. We're gonna start. Well, today actually, it's Royal Rumble season, so heavy talk around Royal Rumble today. We are also going to do a very brief recap, just some things happening here and there during the week. And then want to talk about 2 topics that are pretty hot and heavy right now. The announcement of NBC Peacock, their streaming
Yeah.
service, taking over the WWE Network. So we're going to get into that, and then the beef per se between Ryback and Mark Henry. So
I don't know why Ryback is trying
Relevant?
to why is he relevant first? But why is he trying to pick a fight with Mark Henry? Come on, that's like a overweight Chihuahua trying to pick a fight with a bear.
have you ever seen an overweight Chihuahua?
Yeah, Ryback.
Okay.
Yeah, just. But I'm sure they're out there. There have to be. Look, there are fat everything. Every kind of species can be fat. So I'm sure there's a fat Chihuahua somewhere. I hope the owner is not listening because then we're
Is there a fat?
they're probably offended by
Squirrel?
now.
Have you seen a very fat, obese squirrel?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Where?
Those are Southside squirrels. I'm telling you, they
Those are, oh boy.
look. They're lazy. They don't even like climb the trees, man. They just wait for everything to fall off the trees in order for them to start eating.
And then go from there. All right.
Then go from there. You see them just wobble. Okay, let me stop.
All right, let's talk NXT really quickly. NXT,
Yes.
obviously, you got the Dusty Rhodes Classic for tag teams going on. Then you have the women's version of that as well. But one thing that I want to talk about, which I thought was amazing, not amazing, it was a good match. It was a really good match, as expected. Was
Mm-hmm.
um, the match between Tommaso Ciampa and
Yeah.
Timothy Thatcher. So they had um, the match in the fight pit, which was
Mm-hmm.
pretty unique place. No ropes, obviously. It's all basically cages, and then you literally are in a fight pit. So
So is it kind of emulating the UFC,
yes, but it's squared.
but it's a square?
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess, and it's
I mean,
not.
is it more so like no disqualifications, or what separates it from a regular match?
My bad. I should elaborate for our
I mean, that
viewer.
would be nice.
No, so only way to win is submission or knockout. So no pinfalls or anything.
Oh, they
Uh,
taking it to the streets. Okay.
Pretty much. So
Okay.
only previous match of this caliber was Timothy Thatcher. This is now his thing per se, and Matt Riddle and Thatcher picking up that victory back when Riddle was still in NXT. So they did this again. Love the it's brutal. It looks brutal, and those
Yeah.
punches and things that they threw each other were brutal. But I like the ending where Tommaso was put up towards the corner of the cage by Thatcher, and then he basically did. And if anyone in the chat knows what it's called, let me know. But he basically put his one leg that was surgically repaired over his neck and basically squeezed it, so he's like in an awkward position. But he won
Mm.
by tap out.
Okay.
But
Okay.
overall, what would you think of the match? Besides brutal.
Well, I love brutal. I love blood. I love violence. So I think it was awesome. I think that's what needs to start happening and coming to the wrestling product. Um, we got to get away from the PG stuff. Add a little bit of attitude in there.
Attitude, yes. I like
Yeah.
PG 13, and it'll be interesting to see how they do that now with the rights being pushed. Well, no, I guess because they still got USA. Okay, we'll get into that later. Anyways, another couple things. Upset in the women's bracket. So I know
Uh-oh.
you picked Tony Storm and Mercedes Martinez to beat Casey.
No, I didn't. No, I
Yes,
didn't.
you did.
No, I didn't.
Well, we're gonna have to check the tape on that one.
Okay, maybe I did.
And Caden Carter. But upset, Tony Storm and Mercedes Martinez are out of the tournament.
Yeah, so I guess I need to find a new group to pick that I want to win. Yeah.
No, we picked Raquel to win. Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. But
Oh, okay. So they're still in it. Okay.
yeah,
So we're good.
and we
Okay.
picked Tony and I'm sorry, Tony Storm and Mercedes Martinez to take the semifinal. But yeah, so good match overall. Glad to see that they're pushing newer tag teams or newer wrestlers.
Yeah, man, get them a chance.
Agreed. Other than that, not too much on that. We'll have updates on the actual tournament come next week once we have a little bit more of a smaller bracket, because
Yeah.
we'll be here for hours if we go through each one. But
Hmm.
that was it on that portion. Want to talk a little bit about SmackDown. So, did you have a chance to catch that? Well, actually, we'll start there. So, this Roman Reigns thing has been going on for, what are we
A
talking?
long time.
2-3 months.
Yeah.
Where do you feel it is? Do you feel it's getting stale? Is it still exciting? They
Well,
had the Heyman thing last week.
Well, yeah, it's getting stale. I mean, dude, I told you, if they do not bring other people in to the storyline, the head of the table thing. I mean, you can't be the leader of a faction and there's only two of you in the group. You're gonna have more people. I like the evil or bad guy Roman Reigns. I love this character, but you gotta add some more flavor to it. You gotta do some more. Plus, the way it played out leading up into the Royal Rumble with the whole Kevin Owens coming into the picture. Not a big fan of it, but we'll see.
See where it goes. Who do you think? All right, so we talked about last week, or you mentioned again right now. We talked last week in terms of bringing a third person, fourth person. If you could pick a stable for these two to have, or to for two more, let's say kind of like Nation of Domination style, right? Who would you put into that? That's on the current roster.
Into the Roman Reigns stable. Oh, his family, dude. We got to put the other brother. So you have both Usos.
Yes, you have the tag team.
You got to have the Usos in there. You got to have what's her name? Naomi.
Okay, so
married. Yeah, she's married to one of the brothers. You got to put them in there. You got the whole Samoan squad going on.
Imagine that though.
Tamina.
You put Owens. Oh, wow, not Kevin Owens. Wrong. You put Roman Reigns. The Usos. That's the tag team of it. Then you got the female with Naomi and Tamina.
And then you can look. They can take over. They can actually go for the women's tag team titles. So that way, that bring more dominance to the head of the table, the Samoan. I don't know, whatever they want to call themselves. Dynasty, whatever. I don't know. Samoan Empire, Roman Empire. Yeah. So, so there's a lot of ways it could play out.
That is true, but I agree. I think at some point we got to continue to grow, and then of course you still got Paul Heyman in there leading the way for it. So
the Walrus.
Oh, that's what I'm talking. So during the promo when Adam Pearce is out there with Roman and Paul Heyman, Adam Pearce tells Paul that I'll take whatever from Roman, but I won't take it from you to Paul Heyman. And then Roman goes like, sounds like he's disrespecting you. So he's disrespecting me. And then Paul comes in there. And essentially what he said was, listen, I ain't no bitch. All right. I'm from New York. I was like, hey, Paul's got a spine. I like it. He was
okay. Well, that says a lot about New York because later that evening, he bitched out.
Just the promo, though. Just the promo.
I'm just saying. So I don't know. Is that what New Yorkers do?
Did you? Hey, let's not alienate. I don't want.
Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, I don't know.
But no. Nobody thought that he was actually going to get in the ring. Guys, like, how old is Paul?
I was looking forward to it. He could have,
We should look that up. How old is Paul Heyman? If you know in the chat, let us know.
Like
how
50. He's in his 50s.
He's got it. He's late 50s, I'd say.
Okay, maybe, yeah.
Okay, give me over under 55.
Oh, 55.
Damn, he's 55.
Is he 55? Yes.
Right on the spot.
That's right. I know these things. Sometimes you can look at people and tell just how old they are.
No, you can't.
Okay.
Not especially nowadays.
Okay.
And my fellow Latinos out there, you can never tell on that.
That is true. But, that is true.
Let's go to
but some people age like bananas, so it's kind of hard to tell. So.
Can you elaborate on that?
No, I can't. I don't want to get censored.
We have one banned show. Let's not make it more than that.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to get this episode banned.
Oh man. Okay, let's go to AEW real quick. I want to talk about the Inner Circle debacle, if you will. So they had the 6-man tag team match with Jericho and MJF on one side. Sammy Hager, as they call themselves, which is cool to give the actual Sammy Hager came in and did a little spot on there, and then Santana and Ortiz. By the way, I love Santana and Ortiz, and I think that they are one of the best tag teams out there that we have today. But what do you think? What's
the name of their tag team? Proud and Powerful or something?
And they're Proud and Powerful. They're I like their show too.
Yeah, Puerto Rican pride. Shout out to Puerto Ricans.
Hey. But what'd you think of this match?
You said, hey, like you're Puerto Rican.
They're my people.
Oh, okay, fine.
Same kind. Well, not the same. We're all there.
Cousins.
Distant cousins, I'd say.
Distant cousins. Yeah.
Gotta love Puerto Rico, though.
How far is Ecuador from Puerto Rico?
Bro. Ecuador, South America. Puerto Rico's all the way in the Caribbean.
Oh, okay. There we go.
They're not like. Where am I?
Sorry, guy. I haven't looked at the map in a while. My bad. Sorry.
Anyways, back to the topic. Chris Jericho and MJF take the win in that. What did you think of this?
Man, I love it. I've been saying that this is a great passing of the torch for Chris Jericho to, in my opinion, MJF. I'm not looking forward to the inner circle breaking up.
Me neither.
I think it brings a little bit of stability and a little bit of comic relief to the AEW brand, and they're just awesome. Jake Hagar, whatever. Not a big fan of his, but
Did you like him in WWE with We the People
We the People.
as Jack?
Here and there, it got annoying. So here's the thing. I'm a little bit over with WWE with this whole, and don't take this the wrong way. No, you can take it however you want.
Too late.
Right. I'm over them trying to exploit the whole, I don't know, if you're not American or if I don't know, how can I put this? If you're a certain ethnicity, like if you're Middle Eastern or whatever the case may be, something that's not over with the U.S., if you're not white, pretty much, then they're going to put you in a storyline where you're against America. Like, for instance, Canada, apparently, according to WWE, Canadians hate America. And they're some of the nicest people in the world, but I'm over the whole storyline of, you gotta go against America or I don't know, I was tired of it. I felt like it was overused.
I will give you that because they always make an instance back in the day, right? They make the foreigners
They're like terrorists. Yeah.
automatic heels, right? So you had so many different wrestlers that came up through that, and then once you put them as that, there is no, or at least it's very difficult to rebrand it and move it out of there. And I agree with that. It's why can't they be the non-heels? And I get why, because they did that for a reason, and Vince was smart in doing those. Depending on what was going on in the time, right? So war with Iraq and all that stuff. So it made sense. You're not going to put a baby face with that type of stuff going, but very controversial topic.
Well, I kind of look. I disagree with you on that. I mean,
Okay.
It could have worked. Okay, it worked back then, probably in the '80s.
Mhm.
When you had the Iron Sheik, all them other wrestlers back then. But come on now, you're going forward into the the 2000s and all that. Why is it every Middle Eastern or Muslim wrestler have to be a
No,
a heel? You got to be more like a terrorist or something,
they've
against
gotten
America
better.
and all
So
that.
I mean, you look at
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, it started with Ali. Ali made the point when he was coming up in the independent scene. They always made him the bad guy, and because he's Muslim, and he made the decision that this is not what he wanted to do with WWE. And thankfully, they listened to him. But outside of him, you had a Jinder Mahal. You have, yeah, come on, all these, because they're Muslim, they have to be enemies, to America or to the WWE. They have to be bad guys.
I could see that.
But
I
you know
think
who don't do that? AEW.
no.
Yeah.
And again, AEW's been the model of things that how to do things differently and see the whole industry from a different place. So it's true.
Okay.
But
Okay.
how are
I was
you?
speaking of like the United States of America.
There's a
That type of
difference.
apparently our neighbors hate us according to WWE because every Canadian is a bad guy in WWE or was a bad guy, in WWE.
But then it's also on the, granted they're set up for that type of a thing, but then you have wrestlers that get over that, right? So Bret Hart got over that, started as a heel Canadian, and then was one of the biggest baby faces, and then obviously towards the end went back to heel. But they can do it. They got to get themselves over, but it's they're climbing. They have a taller mountain to climb.
That is true.
Like
But to your point, it was I wasn't a big fan of the character. I think he was underutilized because he did have great talent in WWE. Jake Hagar, or whatever his name was in WWE. He has potential in AEW. I think more so he needs to go be a singles competitor and just
Yeah.
let Wardlow, is that his name?
Wardlow.
Warlow, pretty much be in the group.
Yeah, and I think that so I didn't like Jack Swagger back in.
Jack Swagger, that's his name.
He annoyed me, but Jake Hager, as soon as he came back, went obviously he did some MMA, and then he's in still MMA technically. But he came back in an AEW. I like his character to what they made him, which was a big guy, and he's not
Yeah.
he's big, but I mean, you'll put him face to face with Wardlow. Those are
Well,
two
he's a
guys.
beast
Yeah,
in MMA. Like this
that's
man
right.
is undefeated in MMA.
But
Like
the crazy
sell
thing
that to us.
yeah,
You
the
know?
crazy thing is when we go to these live shows, right? You don't think some of these guys that on TV they don't look that big, or comparatively they don't look
Oh,
big, but almost all these
they're
guys
huge.
are huge.
They're huge.
So,
I
all
didn't
right.
realize CM Punk. Remember when we,
Yes,
many times that, shout outs to our best friend CM Punk.
CM Punk. Remember us? You got pictures with us. We were at
That
your
is true.
premiere.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
We're talking
I
about
didn't
you.
realize he was as tall as he was.
True, very
Like
true. Do
I thought he was around, my height.
you want to talk about how you're a CM Punk stalker or no?
What do you mean me? Like I'm the only one. Like we wasn't in this together. What are you talking about? What? You was right there with me, just
I was
stalking CM Punk.
I was told once I showed up. All right, so that's different.
Right, right. Hold on. Do you have the? Let's see. I think I have the picture. Hold on.
It's right in front. That's what the picture's from.
Oh, right. That's where it was from. Yeah, that was from one of our. So, how did we first meet him?
So we went to a kind of a Comic-Con kind of a thing that's in downtown Chicago, and he was there. Shout out to my brother and his girl Mal who got us free tickets. Hey,
Mm,
but they so we went to see, and CM Punk happened to be there. We didn't know he was going to be. There was a ton of other wrestlers there, but we actually got to see before AEW launched. We got to see Kenny and the Bucks. They did a live interview there, so that was pretty cool. And
mm.
then there was a couple wrestlers doing autograph signings, and CM Punk was there. So we're in line, and we're like, and how much? I don't even know how much it was, like $50 or $60 or something to
Yeah.
pay. And I'm like, should we do this? We're like, hell yeah, we're never going to see this guy again. So we go up there, we get the picture with him, and he's wearing this. The reason I say this, he was wearing this brown jacket, right? And we're like, cool, we got to meet CM Punk. About I don't know, maybe a week or two later, was it?
Yeah, it was about 2 weeks later. He decided to do a horror movie, and yeah, the fans that we are, I actually end up scoring premiere tickets to the movie. What was it, like the girl on, I don't know,
Third floor.
upstairs or something? She was on some floor.
Girl on the third floor.
There
Yeah,
we go. She was on the third floor,
it's on
and
Netflix, right?
it's on Netflix. Yeah, dude.
Oh,
So I actually tried watching it again.
if you have not seen it, go on go on Netflix, watch it. It's Girl on the Third Floor.
Oh, there it is.
Let me fix this for you. There it is. That's us and CM Punk with that brown jacket, same one that we got when we got his autograph. But the funny part was this was literally 2 weeks apart. So and we just saw him, and I didn't know if he remembered us, but we're just sitting there like
He remembered us. He
hey,
definitely
we
remembered
get
us.
a picture.
What
So
was funny was with you, because I was sitting there. So I was still sitting. So I was sitting down, and you decided, oh, I want to go get some food. At the last minute, you decided you want to go get some food. So I'm sitting there with Maria, and you go, and I was like, dude, I don't know, man. It's about to start. What if CM Punk's comes in and you're gonna miss it? He's like, don't worry, call me if he comes. I was like, okay. So I'm sitting there, minding my business and everything, and I'm seeing, producers, all these other people coming in. Next thing you know, I see CM Punk come in. So I'm like, oh, it's CM Punk. So I'm like, I gotta call you. I call, your phone goes to voicemail. I'm like, this man is gonna miss CM Punk. And then he's going to be sitting 2 rows in front of, like exactly 2 rows in front of us. So next thing you know, you come in to the movie theater, you get your food, popcorn, whatever it is, and you don't even notice that you're standing right next to him. And me, I'm trying to like not draw attention to you and to him. So I'm looking at you. So I'm like, and you like, why you? eating your popcorn and all that, waiting so you can get to your. I'm like, no, 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 no. And then you look, and then what's so funny is you stopped and you looked at him and you was like,
Well, no,
and then you made your way to the row.
I was in the concessions. I didn't even realize it, but AJ Lee, his wife, who's also a former WWE wrestler, she's right in front of me, and I couldn't tell it was just this because she's kind of a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
And I'm just waiting, and then she turns around after they pay, and I'm like, no, that's AJ Lee. And then I go back to, and I was trying to confirm it with you. I was like, 'cause she was sitting in the same row, but just over with like friends and family. And then I go to you, I'm like, that's AJ Lee, right? I'm not crazy.
That was.
Look over, like, damn. But
that was her.
but yeah, we saw his movie again. Check it out. That's a plug for CM Punk there.
Absolutely. He might see this, dude. It was an awesome movie.
Watch it again.
Watch
Absolutely.
it again.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was filmed here in Chicago too. So
it was.
Plus, and actually, if you guys watch it during this week, next week, come on the show again and tell us your review of it, and we'll talk about it a little bit. But
the ooze,
the ooze is the best part. I know what we're talking about. But
let's bring it back in. Let's bring it back in. We got a
reel it back in as we start to reel it back in. Let's go into before we talk. Let's actually end with the Royal Rumble. I want to talk about these two topics that have been in the spotlight right now. First one I want to talk about is the acquisition of the WWE Network for its U.S. parts, not the international WWE Network for international will still be up and running. But for the U.S., it will be the rights will be sold to NBC Peacock, which is their streaming service for NBC shows. And the deal was reported to be about a little over $1 billion spread out in 5 years.
Is it worth? Do you think the network is worth that much?
No, but
okay.
I get where they're coming from. The reason being, if you take a look at NBC right now in the NBC family, right, they already pay the rights for NXT. They already pay the rights to Raw, right? The only one they don't have is SmackDown. So I think eventually, not while Vince is there, but I think eventually they will want to become a player in actually purchasing WWE. And then from there, this is kind of, per se, starting to see how this plays out, right? I don't know. Overall, what do you think of the deal? What do you think it means for WWE? And do you think it was a smart move for NBC?
Smart move for NBC. At first, I was kind of wondering if it was worth the $1 billion plus deal. So when you think about what they're obtaining, I mean, they're getting, I forgot, what is it, like 17, some crazy number, 1,000 of hours, 17,000 or something like that worth of content. Yep. That spans from everything that WWE has, whether it's WWE, WCW, ECW, the Indies, all that stuff. So it is a great deal and a great acquisition for them. The only thing that I worry about is how is that going to play out for the talent? Like how are they going to get paid from the network now that it's going to NBC?
I could see that because you think about there's two tiers, right? There's the $4.99 ad tier, and then there's a $9.99, same thing that the network costs.
Well, there won't be a $9.99.
Well, there's going to be two tiers. There's going to be an ad $4.99, and then an ad-free version at $9.99.
So they're pulling that. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So you figure the $9.99 one is how wrong company. How WWE is going to make their money. Freudian slip there. But the $4.99, I don't know that WWE is going to get any of that ad revenue because that's basically how NBC wants to make the money.
Right. So I mean, like, is WWE losing money by?
Oh no! The question is, WWE is not losing money. Is the talent now?
So the talent,
losing revenue? That's the question, right? And how is that going to be put into their future contracts? Right? Is that just negated or what? But here's what I think. NBC risky thing, right? It's a risk, right? But if you think about the NXT, right? in the press release that they put out, it said that they're going to put a lot of the content that's already played, put that reruns in the network, right? So that it will include SmackDown, Raw, and NXT. However, when they worded NXT in 205 Live, they didn't word it as a rerun. They just said it's going to be on there, which begs to think is NXT moving out of USA and then going strictly live on Peacock on Wednesdays. Now, here's the thing to think about why that would make sense from NBC's standpoint.
Well,
So,
that goes back to how it was previously. It was
correct,
live on the network. Yeah.
correct.
Okay.
So, and this will encompass AEW too now, right? So, if you think about it, NBC Sports is going away in 2021 for the Chicago. I think in general, and they're moving a lot of that content over to USA Network and also onto Peacock. So, if you think about it, NXT is based off their current views is not something that's that popular as much as if you say you put hockey, right? You put the Blackhawks here in Chicago, right? That competing with NXT, Blackhawks are obviously going to have a better viewership and some of the other live sports, right? So now, if NXT is pulled out, how does that affect the talent? How does it affect viewership? Granted, through Peacock, you're getting more viewers, right? Because now it's no longer the WWE subscribers; it's Peacock subscribers who have access to the network. So there could be some increase there, possibly. I don't think it's going to be anything astronomical.
Well, that's what they're banking on is that I think they're in double digits as far as on Peacock subscribers. I think 20 some million already. So their ideal is that out of that 20 some million, that's going to entice people to get back into WWE because
Right.
now it's going to be on the app. I don't know if
Right.
it's going to work, but
Right. And the thing is, so you have an established, right, Peacock subscribers. Plus, if you have Comcast, you get it for free. So there's some more people that
that's
are start
true.
checking out the network. But I think so. NXT, I think, will more likely be put strictly live on Peacock. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Fox because of obviously competing brands. I'm sure Fox is going to continue to replay theirs on Fox.com or whatever. But
Well,
here,
this sucks for WWE because ESPN, they're upset, they're pissed that it's Disney and ESPN.
yeah,
They wanted to get the network, and
earlier.
now they're dropping WWE.
Yeah, and I remember we talked a couple of years back. We talked about it, where Disney, well, ESPN was looking into that, and obviously Disney, being the parent company, was looking to purchase WWE in the future, and that's what we thought. But NBC looks to be taking that.
I kind of think they should have gone with Disney.
Why?
Disney with ESPN. I mean, you have ESPN, which that's the hub for sports. So why wouldn't you want to to have be branded with the hub for all sports? Instead, you go to NBC. I think it's just gonna. I don't know if it's gonna fit because you're gonna have all these programs. And I get it. Yeah, there's some like you mentioned NHL and all that. That's part of NBC and all that. But still, you think about the bigger umbrella
Yeah.
is ESPN. So I kind of and then Disney is just gonna take over the world anyway. So might as well get a head start.
Disney and Amazon, right?
Right.
So here, and I want to get your thoughts on this. How, to me, I'll tell you mine first, I guess. I see this as an extreme negative to the WWE as a show, because now before there was going to be some heat, right? Because you have these quarterly meetings, and they're putting pressure on Vince. You need new content, and you need fresher stuff. And those rights deals might have possibly gone away, or there might be some restructuring. Now you have this amount of money guaranteed, right, for the next 5 years. What motivation does Vince have to freshen the product up or do anything? I feel like the product is going to continue to be stale because they just alleviated a lot of pressure by getting this guaranteed money. Now it's, we have no sense of urgency.
Well, I don't know because at the end of the day, NBC, if they bought the network, they can easily get rid of it. If
not for 5 years.
Well, for 5 years, yeah, but
that's a lot of money to just guess on.
Okay, but true. But I don't think Vince is willing to see the company at risk of, I don't know, going out of business or losing.
Well, I don't think they're going to go.
Well, look, think of it like right now, it's in his control. well, before the sale and all that. It was in his control. He can keep it going. We can bitch and complain about how much it sucks and all that other stuff. He owns it. He keeps it going. You sell it to another company. You're obligated to keep it going and performing, or down the line they decide, you know what, this ain't working for us. We don't like. We're not seeing a profit from purchasing the network. We own it. Let's get rid of it. So
Yeah,
I think there is some sort of motivation there to try to keep it going and refresh the product.
yeah.
But
I mean that's the thing. I don't think it's going
they
to
still
need.
have competition. AEW is still out there.
Yeah, well, and we'll touch on that in a second. But I think the what we wanted now was a refresh, and we felt like it was possibly there was glimmers of hope. But I think now it's just going to get stale, and it's going to have a little bump here and there, but nothing crazy.
Maybe it all depends who's going to be in control. Like,
True.
will Vince
Oh,
still have will Vince still have the throne, or will you have other heads come in that are going to be the ones to start making the decisions? Which I do think they need that. It's just only if it's the right people. So I guess we'll have to wait and see, Nilo.
I agree. And the last thing on this topic is, I mean, AEW should be jumping up and down, especially if NXT goes over. That eliminates that viewership, right? And then you have
Ooh,
full AEW on Wednesday nights. They own it.
they'll
Done.
cross over that million as far
Hey,
as viewership.
exactly.
Yeah, that's their goal.
Let's move on to the Ryback Mark Henry topic. I'll let you take the reins on this one.
Man, so pretty much, I don't know what's going on with Ryback. Um, Pretty much the gist of the story is he went ranting and complaining about WWE being fake, pretty much trashing the product, and then started talking about Mark Henry and how John Cena never wanted to work with Mark Henry because he was, as he quote unquote put it, the shits in the ring, and how Mark Henry, I guess he was trying to state how he was unprofessional and he fell asleep during the in the gorilla position, which is right before a wrestler goes out during their entrance. They're in the gorilla position or stance, whatever they want to call it, right behind the curtain. And apparently Mark Henry was just asleep right there. I don't know how. But apparently Mark Henry was asleep. So yeah, Ryback tried to come at Mark Henry. Of course, Mark Henry shot back, and started talking about how unprofessional Ryback was, in the ring. And he even said apparently Ryback teased that AEW was, signing him, or he was teasing getting signed to AEW. And Mark Henry said, "I really hope they do not sign Ryback." And then he went on a rant of why they shouldn't sign Ryback. And yeah, they just took jabs at each other. Apparently, Ryback, got mad, and now he's trying to take Mark Henry to court. Mark Henry pretty much told him, "I will tear your flesh off, bro," and that's a promise. Man, look, there are sometimes when people use metaphors and all this other stuff, in arguments. But with Mark Henry, the world's strongest man, I believe him when he say he will rip your flesh off, bro, because I know he could do it. He's that strong. So
Man, you never know.
you never know. So yeah, I don't know, man. Ryback has always been, and I know someone that has a relationship with Ryback, and they've told me how he can be an a-hole, or very conceited in a way, and they've noticed from the get-go how he was. So I can kind of see, he's never, he's always been wanting to complain about things and, that don't go his way, or he never got the championship or his WrestleMania moment and all the other stuff. So now he's trash talking everyone.
So, Ryback, never liked him personally. His whole gimmick,
Feed me more.
and that whole thing, and I'm the big guy, and all this, like that. Just, I never bought into it. I was never in.
He was a Goldberg ripoff.
Basically,
Yeah.
it's just this big dude that, and here's the other part is, if you watch a couple of these, if the CM Punk podcast that he did with Cole Cabana, he talks about in there, and a couple other people have talked about it in the past, is how he wasn't a safe worker, right? So
He's dangerous.
he got a couple guys hurt, and it just it led to that. So I never saw him as a main event guy. Intercontinental Championship was the most that I saw him where he was. But the whole gimmick was dumb, and maybe if they had packaged him differently, it would have worked. But that whole "feed me more" got annoying. It was dumb, and then the crowd. I felt like when he would do it, the crowd would be like, "All right, I guess we'll do this." It was forced. It wasn't like that.
I went to the inaugural. No, was it the first or the second? I think it was the second Payback. No, it was the inaugural Payback that was in Chicago. And I went with Q. I took Q with me, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember Q fell asleep doing a right back and John Cena match. So that tells you, I just happened to be sitting there. It was quiet. It wasn't that exciting. And then, the seats are already uncomfortable. So, I'm like squished up and everything. And I just happened to look to my right and I just see Q just knocked out. So that tells you just how look at it. He's watching. There it is. Yes.
He said, I did.
So that tells you, Ryback is, Ryback is a little cryberry, I don't know. I wasn't a fan, but don't be attacking, some of our legends. Mark Henry and all them, because you didn't get your, what you wanted to get, or you couldn't accomplish what you wanted to accomplish. That's on you. Don't be trying to attack Mark Henry, bro. My counterpart, that's like my uncle. Some people think I'm Mark Henry. So
we just talked about it last week.
Right.
Use kids.
So I feel attacked right now. I feel like Ryback was attacking me because a part of me is Mark Henry.
He's your soul. What is it? Soul brother?
My soul animal.
So spirit animal. That's the
spirit
one.
Animal. Yeah. Apparently Mark Henry is so damn strong and big. He's an animal. So he is like my spirit animal. Mark Henry is my spirit animal.
What would, even though he's human, that's cool. What would be would you say is your spirit animal?
Right off the top of my head, I wanted to say a kangaroo. I've always liked kangaroos. Why are you laughing?
You feel like that?
You asked me what was my spirit animal, and I'm telling you, it's a kangaroo.
What about a kangaroo is your spirit animal?
Man, so one, shut up. Stop laughing.
All right.
I identify, if I want to identify as a kangaroo, damn it, I can. It's 2021.
And if you want to be a kangaroo, be a kangaroo.
If I want to be a kangaroo, I can be a kangaroo, okay? No, man, I just always love kangaroos, man. I just love, they hop.
Hop. All right.
But you know what? No, in all seriousness, they are some really tough animals. Man,
have you seen those videos? The big swole one that stands up.
Yes. A kangaroo. They look nice. They look all adorable and all that. Oh, they be hopping around. Oh, look at them hop around. But you approach them and they feel threatened, bro. They will stand up. They prop their tail back to balance them, and they will go at it.
I think Q is saying what we're all thinking, but
they will box you, then they kick you with the hind legs and all that. All I need is a tail.
So Royal Rumble is this weekend.
Oh my goodness, we got
to talk about it. We need to stop before we get sued by Ryback. But
yeah, that's true. I forgot he complains. Yeah, he might see this.
Let's
sue us.
Let's talk about WrestleMania. First, let's talk about this Sunday. Who you touched on it earlier, last. I don't know if your pick has changed over the week, but who do you have winning the men's Royal Rumble?
I am still going with Keith Lee.
Okay.
Keith Lee.
And women's?
Actually, I'm picking the EXT, Bianca Belair.
Okay.
Because I just watched her documentary on the network, which was very inspirational. It was great. Shout outs to her. I want her to win. Those two, do it, WWE, do it.
I think Bianca is a great pick. The men's, however, I feel is anyone's ball game at this point. Keith Lee would be a great win. Shinsuke would be a great win. Maybe even Daniel Bryan winning and then doing something in the next pay per
Shinsuke
view.
already won.
Yeah, but he's still. Do you see how that's? Oh, here. That's another cool thing is they have such great talent. Do you
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks ago when Shinsuke was in that gauntlet match and he won it? Um, it's so easy how a week before he was in a tag team with Cesaro, and then he's now in. You put him in a gauntlet match, and you see how great Shinsuke is again, and he automatically
Yeah.
we're all like, "Hey, Shinsuke's going for the title. Him and Roman would be a great match." But I think it's going to be a complete swerve, no one that we expect, and then we'll just have to see what happens leading up to the Royal Rumble. I just don't want a stupid finish.
And that's what look, my gut is telling me that it's going to be a stupid finish. It's going to be someone that doesn't deserve it, or someone that already probably won a Royal Rumble before, and they're trying to push on us again. I
Yeah,
don't know, maybe Brock Lesnar or someone. I don't know. But I'm a big believer, and I stand by this, that they need to give a lot of the up and coming talent, the ones that just came from NXT, are trying to make it on the roster. They need to give them a chance. You have the Keith Lees out there, you know. I mean, and it's a long shot, but you have Ricochet and all of them.
yeah.
Great talents, but they're not getting the push that they need. I don't want to see someone that has already had their moment and have gone through that gauntlet of reaching the WWE, stratosphere and all that, and now they're back at the bottom, and now they're giving another push. I don't want that anymore. Give these newer talents their chance. These are going to be the people that's going to take the generation take the WWE into the next generation, the new era.
I agree.
I know you agree.
And put this back up. So Deion
Oh man, I forgot
coming
about
back,
it. Yeah.
and then Roman. That'd be a great mania. Here's why I agree 100% with you: is if you're gonna try something, this is the year to try something. Because this King of the Ring, wow, this Royal Rumble is not going to have fans at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to have that same feeling, that same pop that you would with the Great Surprise. This is the one where you can really just crack the bet on who's coming out. You don't need that big surprise because you're not going to feel it. The only people that'll feel it will be at home, right? They can see the reactions, but
so there's not going to be any fans at this one, right?
no.
Oh,
So for that reason, I feel like this is when you can experiment, do something, put a Keith Lee to win, and you can enhance the noise, and you don't have to deal with the crowd pushback, or you put someone that you never thought of, and it gives them a push. So if they're going to do it this year. And I also think, even though they are moving to Raymond James Stadium for WrestleMania, doing a 2-night thing, I still don't feel like this WrestleMania is going to be WrestleMania per se. It's not going to have that feeling, not until 2022, when everything should hopefully be back to normal. We can be in crowds, we can have a huge stadium. We'll be at AT&T Stadium, and then that one will be the actual return per se of WrestleMania as we know it. And then for that one is where you can have do something a little different, because that Royal Rumble should as well have somebody, or should have a crowd for that one as well. So that's why I would say right now is the time to experiment and try to figure out who you can push, and then move that one out to WrestleMania.
I wonder how, since you were talking about the experiment and all that, and how this is obviously it's unorthodox of how they think. Yeah, there we go. How things are going right now. And I think about, you have the wrestlers that are going through this, where you're used to the Royal Rumble with having a big crowd, throughout the entrances and all that other stuff. But also we have performances now. And that makes me wonder, how is that going to be for someone like Bad Bunny, who's performing to an empty arena? Like, how's that? I'm sure that's not something he's used to.
No, it's going to be weird, and all of the other stuff is going to be weird, and we're living in a different time right now, and I feel like a lot of these things that they're pushing. I mean, Bad Bunny's awesome, so I'm all for it. I'll watch a concert on that any day. But
well, I already told you, you're going to be my translator for for the entire performance.
First of all,
I
I
expect you
don't
to
even
translate it for
understand
me.
half the stuff that's being said the way they sing. So we'll be there together. We'll just put a Google Translate up there. We'll be fine.
Okay, just hold the phone up to the speakers. Okay, yeah,
You can't even
and
keep
hopefully.
up, so we'll see.
Well, okay. So apparently he has a song called Booker T. That's the reason why he was selected to perform at the Royal Rumble. Have you heard the song?
I will after this.
Okay, so apparently that's why. It's not just random because at first I was like, "That's random." I know he's very popular. Don't get me wrong, but I was like, "Why was he selected?" And then that's when it was brought to my attention. He has a song called Booker T, and he has Booker T in the music video.
I'm looking it up right. Yeah, he does. All right, I'll have to listen to that.
Well, you thought I was lying? You thought I just made that up?
Yes.
No.
Well, this that's far fetched. You definitely.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, it's far fetched. I would have never. Oh, well, I guess he's a big wrestling fan. Apparently, he's had Stone Cold and other people in his videos of him. I don't know.
That's cool.
I was hoping you could elaborate more on that for me, but apparently you can't.
I got nothing on that.
Oh, okay.
As far as I could say, well, shout out to Mr. DJ Q. He had a little set that he put on this weekend
A
with
Bad Bunny?
with some Bad Bunny. I don't know if he played Bad Bunny.
Really?
He had Maluma on there. He had J Balvin. It was a good set.
Not like Q didn't know what they were saying either. So
No, he's just going by the beat, and that's cool. Hey, you know,
yeah. Boom, 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 boom.
shout out to Q. Check him out on Facebook Live as well. But
That's how I am with Mark Anthony. I don't know what Mark Anthony be saying in his songs, but I know it's some sexy shit.
remember I sent you that one TikTok. They remixed the Michael Jackson to some Mexican like banda music. It was good. Was it not good?
It was good. It was good.
It was basically you.
I love Latin music. I'm sorry. I love it. Bachata, merengue,
How's it again?
merengue.
Merengue. What is this?
I feel like when I say it, I guess you gotta like move the hand. Merengue.
All right. Let's talk WrestleMania moments. Actually, let's go to the negative and we'll end on the positive.
We're not on WrestleMania. We're on the Royal Rumble.
Well, I'm sorry. You know me with these things. Let's talk about what upsets me about the Royal Rumble. See if you have the same things that make you grind your gears.
Oh, I have one. Oh, I definitely have one.
The first one and the biggest one that annoys me is that an eliminated competitor can eliminate someone that's still in it, or someone that's not in it at all can eliminate someone that's in the Royal Rumble.
That is true. Absolutely. How is that possible?
You're out. You're out.
You're out, and then they go back in, throw that person over, and then now they're eliminated. I don't understand that. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. I think that's a big flaw in the match because if that's the case, you could have anybody come and just start bombarding the ring and jumping in and just start throwing people out.
There's no logic to it, and it's
Not
why
at
is
all.
this person doing it? But then okay, they did it, so why don't they do it? And it's just like there's no. I don't like it. And I get where it may be part of trying to build a storyline for the future where you're looking at, except when WWE is full of plot holes, but it may be something to build a storyline. But you could do it without eliminating someone, or just be a distraction. Maybe just be on the apron, and then someone that's actually in the Rumble eliminates someone. But that's all.
I mean, you also look about to that point. You have people that were entrants to the Royal Rumble and never made it in or were never eliminated. So if they were never eliminated, how could you? Yeah, there's no winner.
Yep.
Yep. And actually, when you think about it, it's not. I mean, I thought maybe it might have been just a couple of people that were like that, but I actually pulled it up, and there have been several non-eliminated wrestlers. You have Macho Man, Spike Dudley, Scotty 2 Hotty, Hornswoggle. Poor Hornswoggle could have won the Royal Rumble. Didn't even give his chance. First of all,
Vince
I wonder with Hornswoggle.
McMahon's illegitimate son.
Yes.
Remember that storyline? Garbage.
That was garbage. So I have a question for you, Nilo. With Hornswoggle, now I know you have to throw people over the top rope. With Hornswoggle,
no.
does the middle rope?
No, that's not discriminating. You throw
can
over
you
the,
throw him through the middle rope?
they threw.
And that
Listen, back in the day, they threw. I don't know if you remember El Torito, the little guy with the horns and
with
stuff
the
with the
horns, yeah.
luchador. They threw him over the top rope. He
Okay, well,
survived.
fair
He
enough. I was just wondering. I was just thinking I was being fair, like, or if
uh,
he was trying. Well, okay, to that point, if he was trying to eliminate somebody, would it count for him if he was able to throw them through the middle rope?
no,
Well, he
over the
can't
top.
throw them. He can't throw them over the top.
Well, that's the whole point. He
So
needs
that's
help.
discrimination. That's discrimination right there. I think they should have been able to allow him to throw him through the middle rope.
So he can throw people through the middle rope, but he's got to be thrown over the top.
It's all about being fair, Nilo. It's all about being fair.
Well, in that same, all right, so it's kind of goes with what you said, where people don't get eliminated. I do like it sometimes, and it's very select times where it works and it's great when someone is you completely forget that they're still in it, and then you have that person at the end who eliminates they thought who was the last person, and then they come in. It's like they're still here, and then that person ends up winning it. It works very. It's only been I think about two or maybe no, actually two times.
Well, that I could think of, I think Vince McMahon did that, or Stone Cold from one of their wins, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think if it's used, which I think at this point it's been used way too much, it loses its thing and it's more annoying than anything.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing I hate about it really annoys me is a wasted entrance. Like when you have someone, you have 30 to play with, and you can bring so many different people, so many different things to pop the crowd, and you waste it on,
Drew Carey.
yeah, or Gerald Briscoe coming out. It's like, why? Like, what this mean
Yeah.
nothing? The funniest one was Santino Marella, which I think he still owns the record for the quickest exit.
He does 1 second.
His music wasn't even done playing, and he's already out the ring.
1 second, dude. 1 second. Well, you got to think with him, and then also you have Titus O'Neil, who was so excited to get into the Royal Rumble that he ran down and he slipped and he slid under the ring.
The greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. Oh
In
man,
Saudi Arabia.
I thought it was on purpose, but then when he came out, I'm like, no, that was legit.
That was legit, but it made a great moment for him,
Yep.
which was good. That's what he wanted. He wanted to make a lasting impression. He wasn't going to do it in the ring, so he might as well
Forever be.
forever be known as the man that slid under the ring.
Let's.
I have some stats here.
Oh yeah, go. That's
But let me just throw this out real quick. The one thing that I do not like is people announcing their entrance or them stating that they're going to be in the Royal Rumble. I think it should be a surprise.
Yep.
First of all, it's 30 people. I mean, we kind of have an idea of who's going to be in it, but let it be a surprise.
Everything.
Let everything be a surprise. You don't have to announce that I'm officially entering the Royal Rumble. Damn it, okay, that's fine. It's just surprise us, because then that way, when you come out, that level of surprise, with your interest music, all that, it creates an excitement, So.
And we've done it many times. We've seen these together. It's annoying because you already know so-and-so announced, and they haven't been out there, so now you're counting down. All right, so there's 3 people left.
Exactly.
Damn it, it's going to be this, and this, and there's no more surprises.
There's no more surprises. While we're speaking of surprises, what were some of probably your big surprises of Rumbles? And then I get into the stats.
Yeah, so to me, and I don't know if it's just because it's current, but I couldn't think back to a better one. There's one that comes close, but for me personally, because of the emotion you saw in Edge's face when he came back, that pop, I don't think I've heard that big of a pop ever.
Yeah.
But how he had that emotion of, holy crap, I didn't expect it. And he just was joy, and just the amount of, holy crap, I shouldn't be here, but I am, and I'm cleared. And even Edge, he came back on Raw. That to me was the one that I felt the most.
Yeah.
And the other one that was kind of close that I got super excited for was AJ Styles' debut with Roman Reigns, because there was rumored for weeks and months that AJ Styles leaving New Japan. Is WWE going to sign him? Are they going to sign Bullet Club and all this stuff? And then Roman Reigns is in there by himself, and he's looking, and then the song starts to play, and he has this confused look, and then you see phenomenal on the screen. I literally jumped out. I was like, yes, came in at
Mhm.
number 3, and he just comes out there, does his thing, and I felt like a little kid watching Royal Rumble. I'm just like, yes, like finally we get AJ Styles, who's been one of the greatest wrestlers in the world in WWE, still is to my thoughts, but
Absolutely.
those two,
Yeah, I will have to agree with you on both of those. The AJ Styles, absolutely. We was watching it, and it was a great moment seeing him come out. But hands down, it is Edge for
yeah,
me. And you already know I'm an emotional guy. I get emotional with all those sentimental moments, happy moments, and all that. So I'm watching, and his music hit, and I'm excited, cheering like, "Oh my God, it's Edge! He made it back." And then when he stood there, and to your point where you said, just the level of excitement in his face, his facial expressions, that teared me up. I was like, "Oh my gosh, he
I
was able to come back from
I
that injury."
I agree 100%.
But that it took me back to my first Royal Rumble that I watched and I got excited for was the 2000 Royal Rumble,
Okay,
and hearing The Rock come out in the 2000 Royal Rumble, that sent a level of electricity, no pun intended,
there you go. Okay,
through me to hear his entrance music. There's something about hearing the entrance music when that countdown, ends and the music hits that really gets you excited. And from
yeah,
The Rock came out, I mean, God, it was 2000, so I don't know how old was I, 10 maybe, 10, 9 years old or something. Super excited, dude. And he went on to win it too. So
yeah.
that reminded me of that moment.
That was great. Credit to ewrestling.com for this picture, but this is what we're talking about with Edge. Like
Mm,
that face of holy crap, I'm back.
yeah,
Beautiful.
because he had a what was it? His neck. He had a neck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was never supposed to wrestle again.
he was
Yep.
never supposed to wrestle again, and that's what led to his retirement and going into the Hall of Fame. Which surprisingly, he had a neck injury previously in 2010.
Yeah.
Well, 2009 he had an injury, and
He came back
he
in a
came
row.
back at the 2010 Royal Rumble
Yep.
from an injury, and then of course he got injured again, and it was a wrap. Fast forward 10 years later, he came back.
Boom.
Boom. So, I cried twice with Edge. When Edge retired, I've cried, and now when he made his comeback, yeah, shed some tears.
Good.
So
I know you got some stats that we're going to talk about. Um, actually, let's go to that. What stats you got?
man, so the cool thing about the Royal Rumble is, success is all about the numbers with the Royal Rumble. So you got to think about it. With that, we have had 1,100 competitors in the Royal Rumble since 1988 when it first began. 13 and let's see, 13 is the magic number for the most eliminations in the Royal Rumble and that is actually tied with Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
We have Santino, of course, with the 1 second
Oh, I was right.
as the record. The longest, so the two that have lasted the longest is actually we're going to do it with Daniel Bryan.
Rey Mysterio? No?
No. It's actually Daniel Bryan who lasted 1 hour. So it was Rey Mysterio,
Okay.
but then Daniel Bryan outlasted him at 1 hour and 16 minutes. And for the women, it's Natalia with 56 minutes and 1 second. But Rey Mysterio is the smallest.
Okay.
Yeah, at 5'6", and he lasts 62 minutes and 12 seconds and he actually won that Royal Rumble in 2006.
Yep.
7 superstars have won multiple, including Stone Cold Steve Austin, who has won 3. The only one to win 3 Royal Rumbles. 2 have won the Royal Rumble from the number 1 spot. That is Shawn Michaels, and I was actually surprised about this one. I didn't even remember it, but it was Chris Benoit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what's funny is they will not show his face. They'll show the highlights and mention 2 people have won, but they will not show Chris Benoit's face.
Yeah.
And I get it, but you can't. high
Who
from
got
it.
the most elimination? Did you go over that eliminations already?
Most eliminations is Braun and
Braun.
Lesnar. They're tied for
It was
13.
it was Kane at one point, wasn't it?
Well, no, no. Okay,
Combined.
combined is going to be Kane. Kane has 44 combined eliminations after and the most appearances in the Royal Rumble at 19.
Yeah. Like now that would
19
be
years.
this year would be a waste. Like that would be a waste of a entrant to me. Because Kane's
Yeah.
around all the time. I don't know.
Hey, he's too busy being a mayor. Or what was
Mayor.
he? A mayor.
Mayor of Tennessee.
Mayor of Knoxville.
Knoxville. Yeah.
Knoxville, Tennessee, or something.
Um
Yeah.
so 2009 was an ankle injury for Edge. So not
Oh, it was an ankle injury. Okay, well, I'll stay corrected.
cool.
It was an injury. Okay, and he came back. Yeah.
Um any more or was that it?
Oh man, there's a ton of stacks, but I think those are some of the coolest ones.
Big ones.
Two have won the spot from number two have won the Royal Rumble from the number 2 spot, that being Rey Mysterio and Mr.
Hold on.
McMahon.
Hold on.
Hold on, 1 minute.
There is no difference between the number 1 and the number 2 spot. You're
Yes,
both
it
number
is.
1.
Well, okay, I guess you're right.
Everyone
say, well, there it is.
oh man, the number. It's the same thing. You're both
because those two have to start in together.
right.
Yeah.
So the 2 number 1s. I think. Let's go to 3.
Okay. Well, it was a nice stat.
It was a great stat. I'll take that.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what I love about or the thing that's come up, and it's fun to see, and you can always count on it. Except this year, I don't think we're going to count on it. But Kofi Kingston.
Yes.
His ability to not. And it started back in the day. Shawn Michaels, that 1 foot right that he had on there. Now, Kofi Kingston took it to another level, and now you see John Morrison did it for a little bit. Naomi did it for the women.
Yes.
But the fact that they don't get eliminated and they find some crazy ways. I think my favorite is the one. There's 2. The one where Kofi is on that chair and he literally has to bounce that rolling chair.
Yeah. It's like Pogo's like hit the chair and all that.
And then the other one was where Kofi had 1 foot and he's got 1 foot on the ground, but the other one is on top of Xavier Woods because he was on the floor. And then they move. Big E pulls pancakes from underneath the announcer desk, and then he steps on the pancakes to keep from touching the floor.
Oh, right.
And then they literally Xavier and Big E literally propel him from there over the top rope. Top 2 of the
creative. That's why you gotta love them. For me. I let's not forget about when he was eliminated by The Miz. Yeah, it was The Miz. The Miz was so The Miz threw him over, but he landed on a handstand.
Yeah.
And so he was in a handstand, meaning his feet did not touch, and then he walked, while he was in a handstand around the ring until he got to the steel steps and then walked back up the steel steps to get back in the ring.
Yep.
Meaning he didn't get eliminated because he landed on his hands.
Nope. I agree.
Dude is amazing.
You know what I hate when they try to do is when they try to have 2 eliminations at the same time and both hit the floor. I think it's worked once. The other times it's super hard to do. You can't blame them, but it's like don't even try
Who's done that? The only one I could think of is
it's Shawn Michaels and
wasn't it the Rock and Big Show for 2000? Remember they had and that turned into a storyline.
Yeah, that's right. Someone actually brought that up earlier in the chat. Yeah, talk about the Rock and the Big Show.
Oh, yeah, the Rock and Big Show, yeah. Which I don't know if that was a mistake, like did they just mess up, or was it meant to happen like that? Because clearly the Rock's feet hit the the floor when he flipped, and the Big Show came tumbling over. And they turned it into this, elaborate storyline where Big Show was like, "Oh, you didn't eliminate me."
How do you go?
Oh, I'm the Big Show. You didn't eliminate me. And all that. But John Cena and Batista.
It was there we go. You're right.
There we go. Look, Deontay.
Maneuver at the second time was Batista and Cena was Vince. Yep.
Oh yeah, and Vince tore his quad.
Shout out to our low-key encyclopedia, John.
Right.
Cool. The other one I want to, and Deontay, maybe you can tell us which one this was at. I'm still trying to figure out. It was old school Austin. The one where they made that GIF of him where he's literally eliminating everyone and he's on the top turnbuckle and he's literally looking at his wrist, waiting for the next entrant to come. One of my favorite.
Was that during the Royal Rumble?
That was during the Royal Rumble. I don't know which one it is though.
He hasn't been in many Royal Rumbles.
No, I think he's been in. I want to say 3 and 1, 2 of them. because of his injuries. But one that I know you love.
It was a botch.
Yeah.
For the Rock and Big Show. Yeah.
One that I know you love was in the middle of the Royal Rumble. Your boy Rikishi and Too Cool. In the middle of it was everyone's eliminated. And it's just those three in the ring, and they did their dance.
That was the Royal Rumble 2000.
Yep.
Absolutely, I remember. That was look. That was probably, I think that was my first pay per view.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, that I checked out. And I remember that because I remember they had the bikinis match contest as well, and Mae Young showed her puppies.
And King Puppy.
And look, they couldn't catch up with the censoring it in time, and then when they put the black bars and all that over her, she covered up, and then Jerry the King Lawler was covering her up, and then she got loose, and then you just saw them just all over the place, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's not what they look like on. Let me stop.
Anyways, Deontay, thank you, my friend. So that was the '97 Royal Rumble where Austin did that. You know what, Deontay?
It can't be.
It was the '97.
It can't be because the looking at the no, that was the whole what thing, right?
No, that's way later. That was '97. Is right?
I'm saying because he was looking at his wristband, and he was doing that with the whole what thing. Are you no?
Way off, no. Because even the logo and everything and the time, that was all old school. That's why it was from back in the day. Right. What we're gonna do is, D, you're our unofficial a fact checker. So anytime we're on the show, you'll fact check us, and I appreciate it. So
yeah, I feel like he can be like the Facebook version of flagging content. Flagging.
Yeah, that's not right.
No, that's not right.
Jurassic Park, I like the throwback.
Right.
It was '97, eliminated people waiting in the turnbuckle. Yep,
I stand corrected.
But it was again. So who, D, if you can answer, who, I forget who it was that finally came out, and then he was like, I don't remember who it was. If you can get me that answer, that'd be great. All right, so that any other top moments that you have, Mo? And then I got a very brief debate topic for us. I won't do the one I was going to do because that's going to be hours. So
was it the one that I mentioned?
No, let's do that one.
Well, then I just wanted to, bring this up.
It was Brett. Okay, cool. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Thanks, D. I appreciate you.
My turn.
Yes.
Royal Rumble coming to Chicago. Will it?
Yes and no. I don't see why it doesn't, and that's where I'd like to figure out what, because I know certain markets are great for certain things, right? So the big four. Mm-hmm. Is there? There's never been a WrestleMania in Chicago, right?
Yeah, WrestleMania. Yeah, we have two.
Oh yeah. There was a Survivor Series here? That's what we went to. SummerSlam, I don't think has ever been here.
We had it was at the United Center. We've had all of them except the Royal Rumble. Yeah, I think it was in the 90s where they had SummerSlam in Chicago, and it's at the United Center.
My time. Yeah, that's 94. You're right.
Yeah, that was before our time and all that. Yeah.
Yep, 94. So yeah, we've all big four. When was the last time Royal Rumble was here?
No. I'm saying we never held the Royal Rumble here.
Oh, okay, I thought you said all four.
No, I'm saying we've had all except the Royal Rumble, which I think we can have it. The only issue, January in Chicago.
They had it in Philly.
Yeah, was it cold? It was indoor. Well, okay, well if they have it in Chicago, so here's my thing. I like how they're doing it where they're using baseball stadiums. That's a new thing.
It is cool, but yeah.
So in my opinion, I was like, okay, we could use Wrigley Field. It's iconic. Okay, I know you're a Sox fan. Nobody want to go to
no.
whatever the name is y'all stadium.
No, not
this
for
year.
That,
but I don't know what name y'all have this year.
But you can't do it guaranteed rate. But you can't do it you can't do it outside.
Like how you put that in there.
Go White Sox. But I don't you can't put it outside if it's
if it's in Chicago, you can't.
Yeah, so it'll never come here if it's outside.
Well, okay, but they have to use the United Center. That's the only place I can think of.
That's fine. Let's do that.
I don't know why they don't use the United Center. I'm so tired of the Allstate Arena.
Just because of the seats, man. It doesn't mean nothing.
Yeah, it does. It means a lot. Either they're telling me I need to lose weight or what?
Discriminate. again.
Are they comfortable to you?
Oh, dude, they're so bad.
Exactly. You know, so
Like you remember we were sitting, and it's like you're literally.
literally, bro. And then we had when we went to the Survivor Series. You know, the two guys that came after we had that lady,
Yeah.
and with her seat issue and all that. So they're sitting there, and we became very close. My thigh was touching their thigh, and I was like, "Hello, friend," and we're gonna be here for a while. He's like,
That
"Okay."
guy, remember the green shirt guy who was at every pay per view. Remember?
Yes,
I
yes.
don't. If you anybody when you guys watch this or watch this on replay, if anybody could get us in contact with that fan, if
We can
you've
put him on
seen
here.
the back before of COVID, there's this one guy who's always in a green shirt and like a tan hat, front row to the. If you're facing the screen watching TV, he'll be on your left usually. At every single WWE pay per view, he's popped up at the first couple AEW tapings. He's popped up at AEW pay per views. I don't think he's much there anymore, but this dude was literally at every event, and we actually saw them when we went to the Survivor Series. We saw him come up, and I was like, how does this guy
I
pay to
mean,
job? Like,
do
what is
you
he?
think at this point WWE is probably just giving him tickets
I don't know.
for
He's in a
with
bunch
being
of
so loyal?
yeah, he's in a bunch of the stuff you watch it on the network. You can pop him out right there.
Yeah.
He's a bright green shirt in the front row.
I mean, at this point, the loyalty has to stand out. Where I would think they would just give him, complimentary tickets.
Till he went to AEW show, then it stopped.
Oh yeah, I was like, how dare you? They took his pass and everything. Now you got to pay full price.
Right, exactly.
But
Uh,
no, man. The Royal Rumble. I do hope it comes to Chicago. Whether they bring it to the United Center or whatever the case may be, I do want to see a pay per view at Wrigley Field.
SummerSlam would be really cool at
A
Wrigley.
SummerSlam at Wrigley Field would be iconic. So I would love for them to be able to do that. Bring it to Chicago. But the Royal Rumble, man, it's always been a great spectacle every year. It gives us also a good thing about the Royal Rumble. It gives us a chance to see, some dream matches of two competitors in the ring that we might not normally see. For instance, Hogan and the Warrior were in the ring for the first time during the whatever 19 something whatever
Yeah.
Royal Rumble, which then led to their WrestleMania match. So, that's always fun to see.
I'd like to see WrestleMania at Soldier Field.
That would be awesome.
It's not. I don't think it's big enough for what they want.
What you mean? They can turn it into like 60,000.
Well, you look at the capacity of AT&T Stadium, and then they're going to SoFi Stadium. By the way,
huge.
we got to take a trip out there because that's out in Cali. That SoFi
Yeah.
Stadium is beautiful.
That's the new stadium in LA, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's in Oakland, I believe.
Well, Oakland. Yeah,
Um, But no. So actually, due to time constraints, we'll
As
save
we start to wind down here.
we'll save that topic for next week. But I agree, Soldier Field would be dope. Oop, what happened there? We're both
Okay.
in it? There we
There
go.
we go.
Thanks, Q. Appreciate it.
It would be awesome, man. Yeah, man. I could take the bus.
To the
I'm not driving down. Look, it's
To Soldier
crazy.
Field?
I'm not driving to Soldier Field.
you get someone will drive us. We'll be fine.
Okay, you're right. Yeah.
Everybody taking the bus for that. All right. So Mo, what you got going on? Anything you want to shout out except from your high school year to do that earlier?
I thought you said you had something you wanted to.
You want to do it?
Yeah, might as well.
So, in the topics of this is a very quick one, but in topics of desserts, my friend, you can either do ice cream or cake. What are you?
Ice cream.
Why?
So here's the thing. I don't like frosting on a cake.
Okay.
I don't like it as much. So if I'm going to eat a cake, most likely I'm going to scrape off the frosting. And cake is fine, but it's even better when you put ice cream on it. So, I mean, ice cream. Might as well. Ice cream can go on anything.
So you have to get rid of it. You'd get rid of cake.
Oh, we're getting rid of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want ice cream. Give me ice cream. Yeah. Forget cake.
All right. So is that your top dessert, or
My top dessert. Oh well, if wait, I'm confused at the question.
we're
Like, are
opening
you
it up
asking?
now? We're opening it up.
Well, yeah, I would have to say chocolate chip ice cream. I would choose chocolate chip ice cream over any other dessert. Other than my mom's lemon pie. But other than that,
Which, my friend, you've perfected, I hear.
I have. Yes, I have perfected the lemon pie.
Is that coming Sunday?
I can make a lemon pie for Sunday. I can
Hey.
make a lemon pie. Yeah, I make a lemon pie.
All right, I got the
But it's ice cream all day. Chocolate chip ice cream, um, or Potbelly oatmeal chocolate chip cookies.
Potbelly oatmeal chocolate. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Those are my two favorite desserts.
What's your feeling on the Portillo's chocolate cake shake?
Uh, it's cool until the cake gets stuck in the straw. When you're trying to suck it up. Pause. And it's annoying. Then you gotta get a spoon.
Right.
Oh man, I don't know, spit.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's spit. And then you have to get a spoon, and you have to.
Oh man.
This has been a night. I just want you to know this has been a night.
Starting with the technical difficulties, yeah.
Starting with the technical difficulties, I'm going to share it. So before we got on air, real quick, we was testing out the audio. Nilo was like, "Can you hear me?" I was like, "No, man. You're going in and out. Can't really hear you." This man went through. We recorded like 3 or 4 different test recordings. I'm like, "Nah, man. Still can't hear you." He's plugging stuff in, plugging it out. I was like, "I don't know why. I don't know, bro. What did you do?" Next thing you know, I was like, "Oh, I'm wearing the headphones." But my headphones were not plugged in. So then when I plugged them in, I was like, "Oh, you sound good."
And he's wearing the beanie the whole time too. So
I'm wearing the beanie the whole time.
and then we go again, and then I'm trying to figure out some technical stuff, and he's like, "I can't hear you," and I thought he was being dumb, and he was because he could see me. He can't do it.
You kept laughing, and I'm like, "I'm serious. I can't hear you."
And I realized through 3 different tests and stuff that I was on mute the whole time.
You ain't seen it. It's just one of those days.
It was a day.
So what about you? What's as far as desserts?
Oh, bro, and I think you've had it before, maybe with me, but it's a thing called tres leches. It's
Ooh,
exact translation is like a
something milk.
3 milk cake.
Okay.
Any day, tops. Because then it's kind of like having ice cream with your cake because it's I don't want to use that word, but it's all right, we're done. But it's great. It's a nice cake. But we'll leave it at that. But all right. So
are you gonna make that for the Royal Rumble?
No, I can't make that. Are you kidding me?
What you doing? You have Google, you have YouTube.
No. Even people that cook and bake can't get it right. Like it's like it takes.
So who makes it, or where do you go to get it where it's good?
Actually, the one place where I've bought it that actually is pretty good is Sam's Club, but that was back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Deontay. That's what I didn't want to use, but all right, cool.
What is wrong with saying moist? Why do people have such?
I don't have a problem with it, but I know some people that's a word.
It's a word. Well, something that's moist.
We should have we'll have a conversation.
Topic on
on words. All right, guys, that's our time. Want to thank all of you for joining us for the Ringside Hour. As always, please like and subscribe and follow us on YouTube at the Ringside Hour, #TRH. We will be back next Wednesday, anywhere from that 7 to 8 o'clock-ish realm. But if you click that notification button and notification on Twitter and Facebook, you will get the notification that we are live. So
we need to set a time. That sounds horrible.
let's keep it Wednesdays at 8.
Let's keep it at 8. Yes. Guys, we may be on at 7 or 8 o'clock. Let's look. No, we're gonna do 8 o'clock.
I would love to leave it at just 8 o'clock, but some people like to do other podcasts at. Never mind. Anyways, moving forward. Catch us next week. Appreciate you all. Have a good night. What's it called? Deep dish pizza all day. Let's go.
Thin crust all day. That's right. Lane Tech Class of 07.